Before we started writing our first module, we declared add function in the same file with console.log statement. When we wrote this add function, all we had to do is to declare function and add. After moving this add function from this file to calc.js to create our first module, we had to declare this calc variable to import the module. So we had to add calc dot in front of every add statement. I agree that calc dot isn't that long, but it's somewhat more complicated than the simple add we used in our original file. So to remove this calc dot, we can write code like var add and calc.add. But it's more awkward and unnatural than calc.add. Then how can you solve this problem? Like always, ES6 solved this problem. It added the new feature, object destructuring. With object destructuring, we can explode the fields in the object to each variable. Take a look at this code. We have a object O with two fields, A and B. What we are going to do is to explode this object to two variables, A and B. The syntax is simple. Type in var brace A, B and equal O. In traditional JavaScript, you cannot use braces in the left side of the code. Usually, they were always on the right side of the code. However, in ES6, you can use braces on the left side to declare that you are destructuring that object. So let's check that the code works correctly. Type in node first destructuring.js and press enter. As you can see, A is number 1 and B is number 2. The object is destructured correctly. You can also use object destructuring in function definitions. Take a look at this code. In this code, you can find this compile function. This function takes post as argument and returns an HTML string that wraps post.content and post.tags with each div tags. Let's run this code and check that the compile function works correctly. Type in node function def and enter. We got the correct HTML string. Without object destructuring, we have to call post dot when we want to call content or tags field in the post object. So if we use the object destructuring, we can remove this post dot. So let's write a new function with object destructuring. Type in var compile to and parentheses content tags and copy this code and paste it and remove post dots. One thing to take note is that you should not remove parentheses like this. You can find this red underline because there is a syntax error. Even there is a single argument, you should use parentheses to declare an argument with object destructuring. Let's check that this code works correctly. Change compile to compile to and save it and run the code. As you can see, it works correctly. In some cases, you might want to change the name of the variable because you simply don't like the name or because of the name conflict. In that case, just type in colon and the name you want, like this. I changed it A to V1 and B to V2. And let's run this code to check that it works correctly. Type in node change name.js and press enter. As you can see, A is number 1 and B is number 2. The final note about object destructuring is that you should be careful when you use const with object destructuring. Take a look at this code. I changed it var to const here. Then what happens if I assign a new value like this? Let's check it out by running the code. Node, enter. There is a type error we saw in our const keyword video. If we use const keyword with object destructuring, every variable in the braces becomes const variable, so you cannot assign the new value. So we learned everything about object destructuring. So let's get back to our app.js and apply object destructuring to our calc module. Delete this add variable. Delete this add variable and delete our calc variable and change it to object destructured object like this. And we removed our calc variable, so let's remove it here. Let's run the code to check that it works correctly. Type in node app.js and enter. As you can see, it prints out 1 plus 2 equals 3. It works correctly. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.